Kahalo Yahweh Bashem Yavashai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone to rule well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Back at you with another quick one. And my question is, where in the scriptures can you find Yahweh Shai linking the church to Rome? Of course, we were at the time a vassal to Rome, but allowed to keep a level of autonomy, which is not the case here. We were no longer a nation, did not know who we were. But under no point did Yahweh Shai link the church, link the truth to the state, right? So if you haven't looked at this, I suggest you go check it out. This is the FEMA tip sheet, Engaging Faith Communities. And if you grew up in a Baptist church, I'm talking to my Southern Kingdom, maybe Northern Kingdom, I don't know. But if you grew up in a Baptist church, if you remember when you were younger, the city councilman, or if there was a mayor, or city council or mayor, or maybe even like a judge going for like district court or something like that, they were always up in the church. And, the pastor would bring them in, and if you want the Lord to work in your life, blah, 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 we need to get the right people in the right place, consistently always going in circles, because the biggest joke is the black church, so-called black. Or actually, no, they are black, because black means dead, void of light. So the biggest joke is the black church. And its purpose is pacification. It has and always been to keep you in a dumb stupor. And matter of fact, hold on. Actually, I'll do my best to link it in the description box. I forget sometimes that I can't do long videos on my phone. So let me let this play.
I need you to see this. FEMA Engagement Guidelines, Black Church Protestant Leaders. Now, apparently, the black church is automatically classified as Protestant. Probably only one or two people out of that Protestant church really know what the word Protestant means. This means that you're classified as a denomination, whether you say you're a non-denominational or you're a denomination.
Right, because as soon as you accept a 501c3 charter, okay, dang, I put O instead of 5 at 0. Nah, you ain't getting my damn location. All right, if you are listed as a non-profit charitable organization, that means you have to adhere to certain statutes and certain bylaws in order to keep your tax-exempt status. And that is why a lot of these people, they start churches and it's for a hustle. And the biggest one is the JOOs, who, if you become a rabbi, you don't pay no taxes, okay, and whatsoever. And some of them don't even have interest rates on their mortgage loans. So let that sink in.
They know your cultural practices. And when I say they know what type of house of worship you utilize. They know who to talk to as far as leadership and how.
Right, and they have studied you because they created you. They created the nigga. That's why, if you remember, if you've seen that show, They Clone Tyrone, when you went inside the church, that's where all, everything kind of went down, up in the church. Do I want to get, no, let me let it play. I got so many other things I want to kind of go into, but let me get 1 Corinthians 12:3, because I mentioned, how we're, the black church is in a dumb stupor. Dang. I most likely will have to do a part 2 to this. But, this is us no more, right? Those of us who have heard this truth and have walked in it in sincerity, not mixing things, but have eaten the roll and it was sweet in our mouth and bitter in our belly. We have eaten this roll in its entirety. Okay, we are no longer dead anymore. So let me read 2 on down. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, white man Jebus, even as ye were led. Wherefore I give you to understanding that no man speaking by the Spirit of Yahweh calleth Yahweh Shai accursed, and that no man can say that Yahweh Shai is the Lord but by the Holy Spirit. So, it goes into the diversities of gifts. But basically, I wanted that verse 2, that, we were Gentiles, right, in a Gentile state of mind, under a low vibration. And I don't know a lower one than a black Christian, and I was one. But I don't think there is a lower vibration than a black Christian.
They address themselves. They know the governing body, such as First Lady, deacons, elders, mothers of the church, so on. Then they know points of contact based on the type of belief system. This is where it gets interesting. There is a National Voluntary Organizations active in disaster, otherwise known as NVOAD. It's a non-profit, and there are members to that non-profit. You would never guess who the members are. Now remember, this non-profit is directly correlated with FEMA. They give up the information concerning the Black Protestant Church. The first church on the list is Church World Services. Here goes the list and the member communications from Church World Services. First on the list, according to alphabetical order, African Methodist Episcopal Church. What's the next church on the list? Episcopal Relief and Development. Y'all know what an Episcopal Relief and Development look like. Donate now.
I believe the word's Episcopal, but I don't know. I've never heard of it. Anyway, really, that ain't the point. I definitely will have to do a part 2 to this.
Oh, and then you got the National Baptist Convention USA, headed by these individuals.
Look at that. Bald face, suit and tie, sellouts. First Maccabees 1, and I just want to get straight to the point. 11. In those days went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. That's these niggas making deals with the devil. And you really, this me speaking as a man, but I feel like this is also a way to kind of root out anyone leaning more towards and this is a coined term by the enemy themselves, but this is another way to kind of give up information and root out Hebrew Israelism, as they call it. They want to stomp that out as much, and that's me speaking as a man. I think that that's also a part of this thing when they're giving up the information on people in the churches. And he's earlier in it said, they're studying you, but they didn't study. They created the nigga. They created the quintessential drug dealer. They created the quintessential pastor. You have to go to your enemy to learn, and you in turn feed that poison to your people, whether you know it to be lies or not. You go to a seminary school and you learn bull, and then you in turn take that bull and you shove it down the throat to the silly women, and those silly women and effeminate men feed that to their children. And then you have what we were, a lot of us who were, in a Christian church. You have what we were at one point in time. But people eat this stuff up, especially because a lot of the things that they're preaching is prosperity, and they never tell you who you are. They never tell you that trouble is on the horizon. Man, Isaiah, you know where I'm going, Isaiah 30. Prophesy unto us smooth things. And I think this video This video will just be a sort of, excuse me, goodness. This video is probably just going to be like a half of two, because I actually want to go into this document. I want to go in and look at some of these other things that he's talking about. Simply because I suspect that this dude is a Christian, so you really can't go off any information that they give, or anyone for that matter. You need to look everything up, but I wanted to use it as a backdrop at first. Straight to the point, Isaiah 30, and actually I want to say 10 and 11. 9. This is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seer, see not, and say to the prophet, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, which 2/3 of our people do, and they're going to pay for that dearly, and trust in oppression, you trust in the vibration and the rulership of this world, and perverseness, which, oh God, is it not perverse, and to stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And a breaking of the heathen and a breaking of the 2/3 of our people is going to come to them in an instant. Those of us who are listening, learning, preaching, and teaching, we see the writing is on the wall. It plain as day. But everybody else, thanks to the pacification of many different things, many different distractions, their destruction is going to come upon them. But I just wanted to grab this, go into it a little bit. Abaratazat, I can do a part 2 where we're going to look into this document and see what else we can scrape up. So with that being said, I pray that you are edified. Shalom.